Okay, here's my first look at MLW episode 36. Now, I've been considering doing another wrestling show for a while now, but every time when I'm ready to do it, I've always had something else in the way, like doing my animation, and once Impact started rolling, and then WWE started getting bad, which made me want to rant, I've had that problem. So I reached a point when it comes to WWE that there's still people in there I'm going to still want to look at, like Naomi. I still care about AJ Styles. I still care about when it comes to the Usos, when it comes to New Day. And everyone has their people they like that are still in the WWE that they at least want to see what's going on and then turn the damn thing off. Me, I'll still be doing SmackDown reviews. I'm not doing no Raw reviews. Ain't going to happen. But I know I need to do more. So this is why I'm checking out MLW, and next week I'll probably do a reality wrestling review as well. But this is what my thoughts were of episode 36. Now, first thing I'm going to talk about is production value. It looks better than most of the other promotions that I've seen. Reality of Wrestling always had a major issue because it was way too dim, and the state it's I forgot what the gym is, but I think the name of the gym is Atlas Gym or something. I can't remember the name of it. It's been a while since I've seen Reality of Wrestling. But Booker T's gym that he's been working out of as his developmental has always had major issues. One, it was never properly lit. Two, the problem was the sound was bad, the lighting was bad, the camera work was not very great, but I tried to look past that because of the independent feel of it. But it eventually became an issue that you can't get great images from it. You can't really understand what the wrestlers are portraying because you couldn't get the camera angles right. Hell, they didn't even have animations for the wrestlers who were appearing there that are from other independent promotions that were actually very popular. That was a major issue for me, that if you couldn't even get your graphics done, and this is a taped show where you have at least a couple of weeks to get it done once it's been filmed. You can't even do animations. I can understand if you're low on cash, or if the person normally couldn't do it maybe once in a while misses it, but almost every time, it became a major issue for me. That's one of the reasons why I didn't want to do reality. You see, I'm getting angry about it. It's one of the reasons why I stopped reality of wrestling next to people not really being interested in it. But in this situation with Major League Wrestling, they were able to do animations. They have an actual Titantron, which is a small Titantron. It's not a big one. They have a lit area where, at least for what I can tell, I did check out at least a few seconds of episode 35. I didn't want to go back to episode 35 yet. I just wanted to have a good idea what I was looking at, just to see if the lighting was similar, if the area they worked in was similar, if the sound quality was similar. And within about a couple of minutes of looking at episode 35, a lot of what I saw in 36 is similar. They got good lighting, so that is a plus. It's not the point if there's a lot of people there. There's always going to be people that come and go. There's always going to be a certain amount of people. Maybe about 100 people may be there. Maybe 300 people will be there. It's always varied. You don't have to worry about that. When it came to the ring itself, it looked like it worked well. The ring looked solid. The major issue that I saw with Border City Wrestling was that their ring ropes, which usually are supposed to be nice and tight to give the wrestlers something to bounce off of, were so freaking loose that the wrestlers just fell right out of the ring when they tried to bounce off of it. That's how bad it was. In this situation, looked like the ring ropes, either they're steel or actual ropes, look good. The commentators, I don't know the names yet, they seem to be good. The major issue I have is audio. Audio doesn't sound too good when it comes to them talking. Now, when it comes to the theme music for any of the wrestlers coming out, looks alright. Sounds alright. The Titantron is in sync with the music. I had no problem with it. But it was an issue when it came to the commentators having to commentate either over the music, which they shouldn't have a problem. The music should have been either cranked down, and the commentator team and their guest, which was Loki in episode 36, which I'm surprised, had to be cranked up. So I think they need to work on that part. But when it comes down to it, didn't have a problem with that. The ring work that I saw was actually quite good. We are still talking about a lot of people. I saw Andrew Everett with Desmond Xavier, which in this situation wasn't a bad match. It did seem a bit choppy. But I don't know if this is the first time Desmond Xavier has been on the show or Andrew Everett. This is the first time I'm seeing Major League Wrestling. So even though they talk about them in past tense, I don't know how far back they go. So I cannot 100% say that this is garbage, they can't wrestle, because I don't know how long they've been appearing there. So that's it. So when it comes to the ring work that I saw, it wasn't bad. Mic work, like what happened in the very beginning of the show, when you had Conan come out and talk with some woman named Selena. Good looking woman. I mean, she's not a Zelina Vega. She looks good, but she ain't gorgeous. She's a good looking woman. I do not know the situation, what's going on between Conan and Loki. I do know that this Saturday, they're going to be showing another MLW number 37. And Conan's going after that. I got to say this very clearly. Conan will be going after the MLW championship against Loki. The guy's in his late to mid 50s with a freaking gut. I don't know how he's going to perform in the ring. I'm hoping he'll do alright. I do not know. But this is going to be interesting. If I'm going to watch this episode 37 to find out what Conan's going to be up to, I'll be interested. And this is something I didn't notice. When it came to MLW, since it is stationed in Miami, there's a very strong Lucha Libre feel. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Lucha Libre. It's not that I don't like Spanish wrestlers or like Spanish music or like Spanish speaking. It's not that. It's just I'm not a big fan of it because I have not been really generally exposed to it a lot. I've seen European wrestling. I've seen some Japanese wrestling. Obviously, seen American wrestling. Lucha Libre is not one of the biggest things I've followed. And in this situation, if I'm going to watch it, I'm going to have to get used to Lucha Libre. And particularly that, from what I can tell, one major issue is that when the guys and girls who speak Spanish, they don't put subtitles under where they're talking. Everyone in the crowd understands going on, probably the Puerto Rican, Cuban, Mexican, they understand what's being said, but a guy who maybe half Spanish, half Puerto Rican, who does not speak Spanish or understand Spanish, that's kind of an issue. That if you got, understand this, if you got a show that's pre-taped and you release it every 2 weeks or something, or every week, I would expect at least that you have it translated at least a little bit. Because that's what they're doing in Impact Wrestling. When they do the promo segments in the back, when it comes to Phoenix, when it comes to Pentagon Junior, at least they put subtitles on it, so at least I understand what's being said. Here I understand it's in the ring, but maybe that could be something that may improve as they become more bigger. I'm hoping. But as it stands, after the match I saw with, the guy from the Vaudevillains who used to work with Ada English, I forgot his name. Scott Scarborough or Scabe, I can't remember. It's been so long. I may just put his name under me because I do not remember. I forgot his name. It's been so long since I've seen the guy. He had a match with a guy named Lawler. And it's supposed to be, what was it? No holds barred match, no ring ropes, and they're kind of trying to do a little bit of MMA. Well, kind of trying to do MMA. Kind of. It kind of looked like MMA, but it really wasn't like it. It would have been better if they had kind of like an octagon feel, like if they put a cage on the... I'll give it to you like this. If they had to have like a steel cage, and if you're going to do it like that, they could have done a little bit more like a MMA real fight. They did do a little bit of ground wrestling, a little bit of grapple, but I would have liked it if they just encased the thing, put a chain link fence in there, wrap it around them in a circle, lock it up so it won't move around, and then let them roll around in it like they're in a real MMA fight. I think that would have been better. But as it stands, it was a good show. I can't remember everything there because I didn't write any notes, but I'll give it to you like this. Episode 36 of MLW is interesting to watch. It may not have great production value. I really believe they need to work on the sound. The sound is a issue. But MLW Fusion, I believe that's the name of it, is not that bad. And I might actually see the next episode, which will come out this Saturday. But unfortunately, I'm going to be seeing a relative on Saturday. So I'll probably see it Sunday, and then maybe I will do a review of it. Well, at least a short look at it on Sunday. Well, actually, I just did a review of it, kind of. So maybe I might do a review of episode 37. Tell me if you want me to do the review of episode 37. I actually am going to watch it. And then next week, in the beginning of January, I'll take a look at reality of wrestling and give you an idea what that has been like since I last saw it, like a year and a half ago. But this is my thought. Tell me how you feel. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace!